Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Rana Muhammad Kashif and you are watching my YouTube channel Positive People Commission. Here I am with the episode number 3 of the Introduction to R Programming series. You can follow me on Facebook, and my YouTube channel is Positive People Commission, and you can also have a look on my LinkedIn profile. So what is episode number 3 is all about? Episode number 3 is getting into R. What is R built-in help? R using as a calculator. I will elaborate some more examples so you can get started with R, and variable assignment and printing, and some basic building blocks, how vectors work in R, how we can assign variables to a vector, and how we can work with different kind of calculation using vectors, and also some basic arithmetic operations. So let's move on with the episode number 3, and I recommend that you watch my first 2 episodes from right top corner. You can watch my other 2 episodes right there. So what is R built-in help? You can use a question mark before anything, before writing any function. If you want to know that what is R, there is R built-in help. So let me tell you that how it works. If we go into R Studio, let's see, there is a function in R called sum. If I put question mark and write sum, so you can see right here. So you can see right here that it gives the complete help about what is sum. That sum returns the sum of all values present in its arguments, and it also gives some useful examples at the end. So there is our built-in help. Now let's move on to some basic arithmetic operations, some basic calculation in R, that how R works. And if I write a sum function 5 plus 7, it gives 12. It simply prints out that what 5 plus 7 is, and also I can perform multiplication. 5 multiplied by 7, and 9 multiplied by 4 minus 7, and I also can use brackets. 9 multiplied by 4 minus 7. So you can perform any arithmetic operations, and it will follow the basic DMAS rule of mathematics in carrying out these arithmetic operations. So these are some basic examples that how R can be used as a calculator. So this is just to get you started, because the job of a programmer or a data analyst is not to use some programming language as a calculator. It is just to get you started, that its basic purpose of a data analysis tool or a programming language is to get you automated results, is to get you quick results. So let's move on to next thing. Basic building blocks in R. We will start. What is assignment operator? Less than along with the dash sign is known as the assignment operator in R, in which it is used to assign some value to a variable. For example, if I want to assign 5 plus 7 to x, what I will do, I will write x assignment operator 5 plus 7. You see, previously when I wrote 5 plus 7, it just printed out the result 12, but when I stored it in the variable, it didn't print out. So it has been stored in the variable. But if I write x, it will print out the result, or if I write print x, it will print out the result of the variable x. In similar way, I can assign a variable, assign some value to y. For example, 9 power 6 divided by 3, for example, it is y, and if I simply write y, it will print out the result y. And also there is one more thing, that I can store variable calculation into another variable. For example, I want to use x and y's in building up another variable. For example, I want to have z, which is x plus y. So I already have created what is x, it is 12, what is y, it is this number. So what is that? It will just sum up 2 numbers, which is x plus y. So I can also use variable calculation into another variable, and I can assign it as a variable in R. And going forward, we will now create vectors in R. how we can create a vector in R. We have previously just calculated some basic arithmetic operations using variable assignment, but now we will compute some vectors in R. How we can compute vectors in R? Or create a vector in R with concatenate or combine function, that is C. And if you want to look for help what is C, write question mark before C, and you can see that it combines value into a vector or list. We will discuss what a list is about in later videos. For right now, C is used to create a vector. Now let's move on that how we can create a vector. For example, x is equal to, I want to create a vector which has values 1 2 3. What I will do, x is equal to c 1 comma 2 comma 3, and if I print x, you see x is now a vector with elements 1 2 and 3. And similarly I can use y as a vector which contains x, so y is now 1 2 3 and 89. I can also use vectors and create vectors like this. I can simply use these vectors for other arithmetic operation. For example, if I multiply 45 minus 3, what R will do, that R will multiply every element of y with 45 and then subtract 3 from it. So these are the final results. You see, first is 1 though, so 1 multiplied by 45 minus 3 42 and so on. So these are some basic arithmetic operations using vectors. Now let's move on to some functions, that how we can use functions on a variable, some basic functions. For example, if I want to take a square root of a vector or a variable or a number in R, I will use the built-in function sqrt. So let's assign variable to a vector. For example, I have this variable and s underscore sqrt is equal to, sqrt means square root of x, and when I print x underscore sqrt, it will print out the square root of x vector. Our x vector was 1 2 3. One other thing I want to tell you, that x only considers the latest variable assignment. Previously we have created a variable x which was equal to 12, but now when we have created x 1 2 3, it has replaced its previous value of x. So keep in mind when moving forward that you must assign variable name with care. If I want to have some division, for example, division is equal to x underscore sqrt divided by y. So you can see that it has given me some warning messages that it is not of the equal length. For example, what about x underscore sqrt? It has length 3 and y it is of length 4, so they cannot be divided equally. So that is why it has given me a warning message. But if I print division, you see there are some results. With the warning message there are some results. So what R does, that R in fact recycles the shorter vector until it is of the length of the larger one. For example, in this case, when x underscore sqrt is of length 3 and y is of length 4, so the shorter vector is of 3 length. So what R does, R will recycle. R will use first 3 values as x underscore sqrt divided by y, first value divided by first, second divided by second, third divided by third. And what about the fourth value? R will recycle it, and the shorter value, what was the shorter vector, x underscore sqrt, so it will divide it by x underscore sqrt divided by 89, so 1 divided by 89. So it will recycle to the shorter version of the value until it is of the length of the larger one. So for a simpler example, let's consider a sum example, so you can easily understand what does I mean. C, for example, don't assign a vector, just create a vector c 2 1 plus c 2 3 5. It's a simple example. You can see that it has recycled the shorter vector. If I add 2 plus 2, it is equal to 4. 1 plus 3 equal to 4. And you can see that since it has the shorter length, so it will recycle. 5 again plus 2 equal to 7. So you can see that R uses recycling approach when two vectors are of not equal length. Like in other programming languages, up arrow key can be used to cycle through the previous commands, and in this way you can edit the previously entered command. If you press the up arrow key, you can go through the previously entered commands and you can edit them. For example, I want to edit this one as a command, so I can simply edit it and reuse it. And in RStudio, if you can type a chunk of a variable or a part of a variable or some letters of a variable and press the tab, it will auto complete the whole name. For example, if I write x underscore and press tab, you can see it has shown me that what you have previously created. So I have created x underscore sqrt, so I don't need to write whole x underscore sqrt. I will simply press x and press tab and it will give me the whole variable. And so it is advantage of using RStudio IDE. For example, in previous slide we created x underscore xqrt, but now we don't quite remember what we created. So if we only type x and press tab, then the previously entered command will show up and we will potentially be error free. So these are some basic arithmetic calculation and vector building in R, that how we can create vectors in R and how we can move forward using different arithmetic operations. So these were some basic simple things in R in this episode, and what's coming up in the episode number 4 next week. We will be working with workspace and files in R, that how we can what is R workspace and how we can store files and reuse it, and how our R workspace helps us, and how we will examine the local workspace in R and the files in the working directory, in the existing working directory, or if we change the working directory, how it will impact our file paths and other things. And the next thing we will talk about in the next week is the sequence and number, how we can generate sequence of numbers in R and how we can turn on some arithmetic operations in R. And these are some basic things in R. If you learn these basic things in R, and then you will move forward, you will feel easy because you will have these basics. So bear with me. In the next episode we will be having some fascinating time. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have liked it, and if you are new here, please do subscribe my channel Positive People Commission. Till then, for next video, take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.